Ambassador and members of the Diplomatic Corps, all Cork Oireachtas members, Chamber representatives and members from both Cork and Dublin, Cork Development Forum members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. As CEO of Cork Chamber, I have the pleasant task of welcoming you this evening to the 6th annual Cork Chamber Dublin Dinner, which is again being held this year in association with our much valued partners EY and is also supported by Carnell Capital.
There are some very exciting projects to celebrate in Cork. I'm delighted personally to be involved in Páirc Uí Chaoimh, which is the biggest infrastructure project ongoing in Munster at the moment. Speaking of other projects in Cork, we sit across the river from the shiny new offices that is 1 Albert Quay. What a fantastic project. Got a tour of it there a couple of weeks ago. Probably the most advanced building in the country, if not in Europe. I'd like to thank the Chamber for the opportunity to sponsor this event. I'd like to thank Conor and the team.
Since we gathered in this venue last year, it's been a year of significant progress. Our economy is expanding at the fastest rate in Europe. We've created more than 3,000 jobs in the Cork region alone, and our fiscal position is improving, moving us back to a balanced position. Unemployment has fallen to 7.7%, and we now have more than 2 million people at work again in our country. A mix of new and follow-on FDI and Indigenous businesses. It's magical to see that in 2016. Over 500,000 square foot of commercial city centre space is coming on stream in Cork over the next 18 months. Nick Warner, the Global VP, commented on why Silence chose Cork, Ireland. People, proximity and talent.
So I'm delighted to accept this award, not only on my own behalf, but on behalf of the entire startup team. We were very, very lucky in the sense that the employment situation in Cork, there was a huge talent pool available to us. And all of us knew that there had been a succession of these shooting stars in the 2 buildings in the Ovens Industrial Estate. And we were committed to doing everything possible to ensure that EMC survived and prospered. You could not talk about EMC without talking about Dick Egan. The E in EMC stands for Egan. He was the founder and driving force in the corporation for many years. Dick was a typical entrepreneur, driven. He despised bureaucracy or impediments of any sort. To call him a rough diamond would be an understatement. So if you solve the problems correctly, you can move on to another smooth evolutionary phase. EMC's particular problem was a product transition from a board-level product, a memory upgrade, to a cabinet disk product.
We're 4.5 months since the vote on Brexit, and I think it is, for Ireland, the biggest challenge in several generations. I know we've had the extraordinary and difficult challenge of coping with the financial crisis. That was a cyclical challenge that hit us and hit us hard. But this is a structural challenge that will stay for the long haul, deep and different. We've a small country. The notion that we compete with each other and win is a loser's game. But we need to do with our spatial dynamics to think bigger and broader, not smaller and local. Localism is wonderful for pride, wonderful for GAA, but it ain't wonderful for development. We need to grow beyond ourselves while respecting ourselves, and we've a job of work to do. We need, I think, a kind of Project Ireland mentality. And my strongest urging to you as a chamber and to anyone listening tonight is embrace a Project Ireland. Get deep down and dirty in the detail and give a lot more resources to the agencies that we've created that are world-class, whose job now is to help us in a generational task to be as good as we know we can be and to be the best, because that's who we are. Go raibh míle maith agat.